we've been telling our kids to put down the phone for 15 years, and how is it working? Not so good. So now maybe what we need to do is focus people on what we want them to do versus saying, don't look at the purple elephant in the corner of the room.
If I'm spending less time with people, but I'm able to connect with someone around the world, and I am engaging with people in some format online, that is a good complement or substitute to human engagement. Now we're starting to realize, okay, these social media platforms don't necessarily have our well-being in mind, and they may be prioritizing, their corporate profits versus any meaningful connection. What is your take on social media as it relates to these issues of human bonding?
What, you mean they're focused on their profit?
That's shocker. Yeah.
Hey, here's what I say, and we're not an anti-technology campaign. We are pro-human connection. We are trying to focus, I use the Dr. Phil line, which I say, look, we've been telling our kids to put down the phone for 15 years, and how is it working? Not so good. So now maybe what we need to do is focus people on what we want them to do versus saying, don't look at the purple elephant in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
And again, that comes back to the education component, starting from young kids all the way up to seniors, and saying, hey, don't worry about the technology. And it happened to me, we're doing a fundraiser in Toronto for GenWell, and the organization, it's a fun event type place. And they said, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to force people to check their phones in at the door when they walk in. And I said, no, we're not. We're going to inspire them to stay connected and give them reasons to talk to each other. And we're going to give them some fun games to play so that people recognize that it's not about it is a battle against technology, but it's not about telling people to put it down. It's focusing their attention on the positive. So my comment would be, look, the pandemic, thank goodness we had technology. Part of the inspiration behind the GenWell Project was my mom, who was brought up in Northern Ireland, who during the Second World War said that after the bombs would be dropped, everybody came together. We need human connection in times of crisis. And if we didn't have technology, I'd hate to see where the mental health of human beings would be today. So thank God we had it. Maybe we even learned how to use it a little better in the case of what we're doing here right now. We are actually communicating, having a deep, meaningful conversation about a topic that we're both passionate about. That's an amazing use of technology. But we also now need to educate people on what are the things that we're doing on technology that aren't adding value to our lives. And I don't think I need to write the list, because I think we all know it. It's the doom scrolling, it's the passive interaction, it's the constant competition that we all feel. I always refer to it as the human highlight reel. Everybody's posting their human highlight reel. And if you get on there for 10 minutes and you follow, 500 people, somebody will be traveling around the world. Somebody will just have bought something. Somebody will have lost more weight than you. Somebody will look better than you. And at the end of the day, if that's your competitive set, trust me, that'll never lead to a positive emotion. But I think even more importantly, doctor, is the time distraction. As I mentioned earlier, it was up to 16 hours a day, at the start of the pandemic. And if we realize that, spending time with other people, it's now, even during the pandemic, new study out of Boston University. Is it Boston University? Yeah, I think it's Boston University and Harvard. Or Massachusetts General, that's what it is, sorry. The single greatest preventative action that we can all take to avoid depression is not going for a walk in nature. It's not eating better. It's spending time with other people, because it gets us out of here when we're not very kind to ourselves. It helps us find solutions, and it helps us build resilience.